everyone, my name is Caitlin with National Children's Museum and welcome to today's sensory STEAMwork. Because it's kind of a small opening, whoops, do you hear it hitting the aluminum foil? For today's activity, we're going to be making a rain stick. Rain sticks are a really fun activity that anyone can make. Here's what you'll need. Something to hold your rain. I'm using the rod from aluminum foil. You can use a paper towel holder or a wrapping paper roll. Anything that has an opening on both sides and is long enough to hold all your materials. You're going to need some aluminum foil, a pretty big sheet like this, and a couple smaller squares about this size. You're going to need some rubber bands or some tape, whatever you have available, and something to put inside your rain stick. So I'm using dried rice. You can use dried beans, some coins, anything that you have in the house. So the first thing we want to do, since our holder is open on both ends, is close off one of the ends so none of our rain escapes. I'm going to use this small piece of aluminum foil square, wrap it around the end, and use one of my rubber bands to secure it. This is where you could use tape. If you don't have extra aluminum foil, you could use saran wrap or fabric, or just tape off the ends. It's up to you. Now that that's done, we're going to move on to our big piece of aluminum foil. What we're going to do with this is fold it up and squish it so that it ends up being really long and really skinny. After that's done, we're going to twirl it all the way down so it looks like a slide. Squish it really tight. Once you have your long skinny piece, you're going to start to wrap it around. You can use a pencil. I'm just going to use my finger. It should look something like this when you're done. Now, depending on what material you're using to hold your rain, yours might need to be bigger or smaller or longer or shorter. It's up to you. Play around and see what works. Once we have our aluminum foil twisted, we're going to insert it into our holder. If you want to secure it with tape so it doesn't move, you can. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to tape a little piece like this. I just don't want it wiggling around in there. Now, you can see that the edge of my holder is pretty small and thin. If your holder is wider, you could use 2 pieces of aluminum foil just to fill up all of the area and make sure that there's not a ton of space in there. The reason we put the aluminum foil inside is so that our rain, in this case my rice, will have something to hit and make sounds on as it travels back and forth through the holder. The next thing we want to do is put our rain inside. I'm using a spoon because it's kind of a small opening, whoops, and I'm going to try not to make a mess. You can put as much or as little rice or beans or whatever you're using inside as you want. Once you have everything in, we're going to take another small square of aluminum foil to cap off the other end. Just do the same thing you did before and secure it with tape or a rubber band. Alrighty, we're almost done. It's time to shake. Do you hear it hitting the aluminum foil? Now that all of our materials are inside, it's time to decorate. Now, I don't have a lot of decorating materials in my house, so I'm going to use this fun wrapping paper that I have. You could use markers or paint or fabric, whatever you have to make yours fun. Ta-da! Now I have a really fun pink rain stick. Since pink is my favorite color, I like this one a lot. Design your own, post it, and tag us so we can see your work. Remember, STEAMwork makes the dream work, and we're all in this together. See you next time!